Hello! In this video we're going to be talking about the exterior angle theorem. Well, the exterior angle theorem says that if you have an angle on the exterior, so this one would be your exterior, meaning it's on the outside. So if you have an angle on the exterior, that is actually going to be equal to the sum of the two remote inside ones. So the ones that aren't connected with the one. So in other words, not this angle. We don't want that one. So this angle on the outside, angle 1, is equal to the measure of angle 2 plus the measure of angle 3. I could prove it to you. If I take this and I say, okay, well, I've got this angle which is A, B, C, and we'll call the one on the outside D. There's some things that you know. You know that the sum of the angles in a triangle, so angle A plus angle B plus angle C should equal 180 degrees. You also know that these two angles are supplementary. So what that means is angle C plus angle D is also equal to 180. Because the angles inside the triangle add up to 180 and these two angles right here add up to 180, they have a very specific relationship. Now watch how cool this is. I can use some algebra to prove this. You know that both of these statements are equal to 180. If you remember from systems of equations, because these both equal 180, then therefore angle A plus angle B plus angle C is the same as angle C plus angle D, right? This is equal to 180, this is equal to 180 over here. They're both the same. Now, given that, I can use a little algebra here. I have C on both sides. I'm going to subtract it from both sides. Those cancel, and what I have left is my theorem that angle A plus angle B is equal to angle D. So A plus B equals D. So I'll show you again. I'm going to get rid of that C because that's not going to be important. A plus B equals D. So if I give you a couple questions here, for example, if this is 150, and we'll say this angle right here is 100, well then this missing one right here would have to be this plus this equals 150. So this one up here would have to be 50. Okay, and I can prove that to you because essentially if you know that this one right here is 150, then this one has to be 30 because together these two add up to 180. Well, if you add 50 plus 30 plus 100 inside the triangle here, you add all three of those, I get 180. If you add these two right here, I also get 180. So we'll try it again. If I tell you that this angle right here is actually 120 degrees, so this is 120 degrees, and I tell you that this one is 30, and I asked you to find this missing one right here, well, what the theorem says is this 30 plus this one up here equals 120. Okay, well, 30 plus what equals 120? So 30 plus what equals 120? You might know that by heart, otherwise you could solve it. Oh yeah, that must be 90. So that means this question mark right here is 90 degrees. Well, I can prove to you that all this is true because if this is 120, these two add up to 180. So 180 take away 120 means that this angle is 60. Well, we know that the sum of the angles in any triangle is 180. So let's add 30 plus 90 is 120. See, we said that. And 120 plus 60 is 180. So they add up to 180. All right, let's try this again. If I know this is 90, and I know this is, we'll say 10. That looks like 10. And I want to know this angle out here. Remember, this plus this equals the angle outside. So 10 plus 90 gives us an outside angle of 100. Now I can prove that because 10 plus 90 is 100 degrees, and that means this missing angle right here would be 180 minus 100, and that's going to give me 80, so that means this is 80, and therefore these two right here should be 180, and guess what? 100 plus 80 is 180. So for example, again, let's say I tell you that this is, we'll say 95 degrees, and we'll say this is 20 degrees. And I want to know what's the angle on the outside. Well, the theorem says that this plus this equals the one on the outside. So 20 plus 95 equals the one on the outside. So let's do that. 20 plus 95, 115. That means this angle here is 115. Now I'm going to prove to you that it works. 115 plus what? These two are supplementary, right? So that means they add up to 180. So 180 minus 115. Borrow, make the, ooh, I'm not trying to rotate it there. Borrow, and that becomes a 7, and that's 10. So that's 5, 6, so that means this is 65 degrees. Well, let's check it. All three of these should add up to 180 as well. So 20 plus 95 plus 65. 5 and 5 is 10. I'll carry the 1. That's 3, that's 12, that's 18, so that's 180. And they do. They add up to 180 degrees. So our theorem that we need to memorize is these two angles on the inside will be equal to the one on the outside. So this angle plus this angle equals the one on the outside. So let's take a look. Practice example. 2 inside angles equals the one on the outside. So this plus this equals that angle right there. So basically we have x plus this angle. What's this angle right here? Hopefully you know that that symbol means 90 degrees equals 122. And just solve it. So I'm going to minus 90 from both sides. Whoops, not 99. I meant to say 90. So x is equal to 32 degrees. Done. That's all you have to do. Let's try it again. The theorem states that this plus this, these two angles here, equal the one on the outside. So 6x minus 7 is equal to the sum of the two angles on the inside. So that would be what? 103 minus x plus the 2x. Once you have this, it's just solving an equation. So 6x minus 7 is equal to, let's put those together, 103 plus x. I think I'll minus x from both sides. So I get 5x minus 7 is equal to 103. And this is just solving. This is, you know how to solve. So 5x is equal to 110. Divide both sides by 5. And x is equal to, well, let's see, 5 goes into 11 twice with 1 left over. 5 goes into 10 twice. So that means x is 22. Now, the question didn't ask it, but if it wanted to know what the angle measures were, you would do 2 times 22. Whoops. Let me fix that. So that would be 44. This would be 103 minus 22. So that would be 81. And this one would be 6 times 22. Let me rewrite that. 6 times 22 minus 7. So that would be 132 minus 7, which would be 125. So if I wanted to check it, 125 should be the same as 44 plus 81. And 125 does equal 125. It works. But the question was just asking for x, so we're done there. Let's take a look at another one. The rule states that the sum of these two angles is equal to the one on the outside. So it's 2x plus 3 plus 51 equals 100. So put it all together, you end up with 2x plus 54 is 100. I'm going to minus 54 from both sides, and I get 2x is equal to 46. Divide both sides by 2, and I get x is equal to 23. And that's all you need to do. If it wanted you to find the angles, which it's not asking you to do, but if it did want you to find the angles, you would just do 2 times 23 plus 3. So that would be 46 plus 3, which is 49. So that means this would be 49, which makes sense because 100 is equal to 49 plus 51. That is a true statement. Let's try this again. Okay, the rule states that the sum of these two angles here equals the one on the outside. So 48 plus 4x plus 18 equals the angle on the outside, 10x minus 6. Okay, now we just solve it. So 4x plus, now I have to add 48 plus 18. And that's going to give me 66 is equal to 10x minus 6. I have variables on both sides, so I think I'll minus the 4x from both sides. So I have 66 is equal to 6x minus 6, a lot of 6's here. Add it to both sides and you get 72 is equal to 6x. I think we'll divide both sides by 6. And 72 divided by 6 happens to be 12. So x is 12, and you are done. So what your homework is going to be tonight is just going to be to practice doing this. So when you see situations like this right here, this angle plus this one equals the one on the outside. So 9x plus 3 plus 23x plus 1 equals 132. And then solve it. You'll see ones that look like this one. Same thing. The two inside angles equal the one on the outside angles. So that's 5x minus 1 plus 66 is equal to 9x plus 21. And then you just solve it. Again, the two angles on the inside equal the one on the outside. So that's 13x plus 6 equals 6x plus 12 plus 50. Now this one, be careful. This one's asking to find the angle, so when we're done finding x, whatever x comes, what it comes out to be, we then have to put it in to find the angle. And just so you know, the angle is FRS. FRS. That would be this angle right here. We're looking for this one. All right. So good luck. Do your practice problems. Check the work. This time I've actually uploaded all the work so you can see all the actual steps. So good luck. Try those, and I will be having office hours this week as well if you need any extra help. Have a great day.